has it. Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Right. On the Breakfast Club.
Now, T.I. and Boosie weren't seeing eye to eye in the last couple of months. They were supposed to actually do an album. T.I. was doing an interview, and he talks about telling on his cousin that passed away. And Boosie didn't like it. And Boosie called him a snitch, said he wasn't going to put the album out. And to the world, it seems like they had problems. Well, they ran into each other recently in an airport. And here's Boosie talking about what they discussed.
It just went like two bosses of Hamlet, man. Like, first of all, you know, like, we got kids who love each other, dog. You know, and first you went agreeing, and we was going back and forth. And, you know, he spoke how he felt, I spoke how I felt. And he felt me, and I felt him. And, you know, I gave him an apology. You know,
I apologize.
Yeah, I gave him an apology, you know, because after we kept going back and forth, you know, like, you know, the things he was doing for me in my life at the time, I kind of felt bad. He was, you know, he was doing some real shit, helping me in a lot of ways. But I still told him I stand on what I stand on. And when he explained it to me, we got by it, man.
I'm glad Boosie said that, because I feel like Boosie is way more solid than he was when he expressed his feelings about what T.I. said in the Vlad TV interview, because at the end of the day, if you got a relationship with somebody and you and somebody are actually cool, pick up the phone and have that conversation with him if you feel away. I feel like, you know, Boosie was performing for the internet when he was on Vlad TV, and he said that about T.I. So I'm glad he apologized.
That was great. Boosie is a man. Let me tell you something. I like Boosie. When I came on here the last time and Boosie was on here with me, the community handed for a picture when he and I took that picture. But he was so pleasant to me. Had he been rude or whatever, we would have tore the Breakfast Club up.
Right.
But he was pleasant to me, and I treat you the way you treated me. But they had a meltdown. I'm glad I'm still back on that part where he said I was feeling him and he was feeling me. I'm like, ooh, I should have been there.
That's not what he meant.
I know what he meant. I just cut him. Charlamagne, stay over there. Good God, stay in fantasy land. He getting on my nerves.
But I'm glad they did have a conversation. Yeah. That's the bigger thing.
That is how you mend things. We have to talk to each other. Instead of all this internet and the likes, and you don't even know each other. And then when you sit down face to face, all of the resolve can happen. But you know, it's the beef and the internet and the likes, and I got this many people following me. That's right. That's more juicy.
You're ruining great relationships for people that don't even care nothing about you. You worried about that social media crowd, and you worried about performing for them. So you're going to throw somebody that you actually have a real relationship with under the bus for them? Nah, man. Nah.
Now, also, you remember ex-Boston Celtics coach, I'm going to say his name wrong. What is it, Ime Udoka? Okay, Ime Udoka, you know, he's now with the Houston Rockets. He had a press conference, and Stephen A. Smith didn't like how that press conference went down. He felt he should apologize to Nia Long. We don't got the audio of Stephen A. Smith? Nah, well, it's hard not to do the story if we ain't got the audio of Stephen A. Smith wilding. No? No. Great. Did
they know he was doing this story?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
well,
okay.
he kind of wild down and said, I'm standing up for my sister. How come nobody thought about the sister? How come they just let her out there standing on her own? I will always defend her.
Don't sound the same.
I will defend her on this issue.
I don't even want to talk about it.
I know.
I don't even want to talk about it. If you don't got Stephen A. Smith, I don't want to talk about it. And I don't want to hear it. Nope, find something else to talk about.
All right, well, tonight is the 2023 Met Gala. Now, today, this theme is going to be Karl Lagerfeld. You know, he was one of the one of the designers for Chanel. So today everybody's going to be there. Everybody's going to be wearing, from Kim Kardashian to Tiana Taylor. Are you going Flame Monroe?
I was not invited, but I swear I wish I could go. Good God, I would just go naked. Oh my God, I would upset the whole place.
Wouldn't that defeat the whole purpose? Because don't you have to wear a fashion house or fashion designer's clothes?
I would put his scarf on my head, and that would be it.
All right. Well, if you want to see what your favorite celebrity is wearing, you can check it out on E! Tonight. It's going to be co-hosted by Lala. So Lala will be co-hosting
I love
that.
Lala Anthony. That's the woman I want to look like. Don't say nothing, Charlamagne.
You got to stop saying that. Because I don't know who you insulting more, Lala or your surgeon.
You go to hell.
Stop saying that.
You go to hell, Charlamagne. I love Lala Anthony. I love her on BMF. That's my show, by the way. I love Lala Anthony.
All right. Well, that is your rumor report. And we're going to talk about this next hour. We're going to open up the phone lines, 800-585-1051. We want to know your thoughts. Ebony K. Williams, friend to the room, had a conversation with Iyanla Vanzant. That went everywhere. It was a relationship conversation, and this is where it went.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus,
that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus.
We're going to talk about that next hour, 800-585-1051. Ebony also sat down with Tesla and Figaro, so after Front Page News, Tesla's going to talk about her speaking to Ebony about this as well. But we want your thoughts. 800-585-1051. Front Page News is next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.